Okay, so much like any given Sunday, you go into a mosque, temple, church, whatever, and in any given Sunday, and the preacher, the imam, whoever, decides to do a sermon on, say, forgiveness or sacrifice, right? And then he'll drag it out for several Sundays, however long he wants, preaching, about different facets of forgiveness and sacrifice and so on and so forth. You get what I'm saying? So this is something like that. So without further ado, Jules, second installment. Ego. Ego is two-faced. Word. Ego makes us think that we're the or that guy 1 minute when things are popping, right? But when it's not popping, nigga, what you think you was doing in the first place? Yo, sit down, nigga. Nigga, you trash. And usually this is when we fail at something. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're not everything, we're nothing. That's what ego will have us thinking. Now our self-esteem is low. Low self-esteem is the flip side to ego. That's the flip side. I am of the belief that happens because oftentimes, and I'm guilty of the same thing, I used to confuse ego with healthy self-esteem, right? Healthy self-esteem is showing up as you, right? I used to not know what that looked like. I used to not know what it even was. You know what I'm saying? And then it hit me. Showing up as you is knowing that you're not the best at everything. It's knowing that you don't know everything. It's knowing that you don't have all the answers, which means you can fail at things. Light unpack on failure. Light unpack on that. If you started a business and it didn't last, that's good actually. You might be thinking, it's good about that. Yeah, it's good. Because you tried. You tried. What's so special about that? You tried. Think about the number of people who stayed at a job that they hate because they scared. You know what I'm saying? Scared of failing. Because the ego got people thinking that they got it like that. Shit, I can't show them failing around them. Shit, like they don't fail. You know what I'm saying? Yo, when I work out, like, I decide that on my last rep, because I do reps of 30, I decide on my last rep that I'm going to do as many as I can. I want to see if I can fail at getting 100. Sounds crazy, right? But flip it around. When you fail at something, it just means that you tried. I said once before, a while back, that the difference between the beginner and the master is that the master has failed way more times than the beginner's ever even tried. So I'm not afraid of failure. So I always think, okay, let me go ahead and see if I can fail at this right here. Because I know I'm gonna try with everything I got to do whatever it is I'm passionate about. If you know me, you know that. Word. Another perspective on ego is there's this rapper, been around a minute. One of the dopest rappers out here for me, Talib Kweli. I am of the belief that Talib Kweli he's got a serious ego. I don't know him personally, and if he was to hear this, he would seriously disagree. I would say that he's got a huge ego because he takes the time to address every troll. When it's crystal clear that these people are trying to troll him, he has to engage everybody. And they say things about him. They may have said things about his kids, which is up. Don't get me wrong. It's something political. He addresses every last one of them. And it just blows my mind that somebody that intelligent, or seems to be that intelligent, that he would even address that. He addresses what seems like everybody. Even his peers try to get him like, yo, I think somebody got him to shut down his Twitter because he's always going back and forth. Even on his Instagram, always going back and forth. He's screenshot pictures of this person, that person, because they said this and said that, when it's so much easier to block them. Like, that's gotta be so hard, man, to engage everybody. That's gotta be so hard and stressful. Now, take somebody like LeBron James, and I don't know none of these people personally, right? A person like LeBron James, from the outside looking in, he's adapted, the perspective of, I ain't even gonna bother, right? Because the long game is clear to someone like LeBron James. What do I mean by that? There's actually a few sources, but there's one individual that was actually brought to my attention by my good brother, Cold Ass Ross, right? About LeBron James being accused of being on PEDs. That's performance enhancement drugs or whatever. Now, mind you, okay, so this person says he and LeBron's got the same drug guy.
Performance enhancers, like, if the world understood what LeBron did, like, other basketball players will hear what LeBron does and go, well, yeah, but that doesn't matter, right? It's like a baseball player and you're hitting a stick out of it doesn't matter. It's like, no. If you knew what these performance enhancers did, then you would know why it does matter.
What do you think he's
there's
doing?
only one. We have the same drug guy, if you will. I know exactly what he's doing, but there's only one golfer.
Please tell.
There's only one golfer. I'm not going to, but there's only one golfer.
And some people would charge LeBron as being guilty because he hasn't addressed this dude. All the dude is doing is just talking. He's presented no receipts. 20 seasons. Plenty of people have said plenty things. So you can't address everybody. Why engage anyone if they don't know you or produce receipts? You know what I'm saying? 20 seasons. Now, the NBA, according to the commissioner, or the former commissioner, he said to Carmelo Anthony something about how the NBA has got off-duty police officers, I'm assuming some FBI, and I don't think I heard anything about the CIA, but I wouldn't doubt it. Maybe not. 20 seasons. If that was the case, I am of the belief that somebody would have gotten sloppy by now. Since this individual won't expose the plug, why should I address it? I'm from the outside looking in. This is what LeBron James seems to be saying. Why should I address this? It's a difference in ego when I compare Talib Kweli and LeBron James. I mean, even on, I hate to say on my level, as if they're way up there and I'm down here. I'm not a high profile celebrity, if you will. I'm not an influencer or high profile influencer. I may be on this level here, but not like, there's levels to this shit. You understand? And even I know that. Not too long ago, I had to block somebody. I'm about to keep engaging this I guess my ego isn't that crazy. Ego is two-faced though, man. One minute it's got you thinking that you that guy, and the next minute it's got you thinking you trash. The cure for that is humility. Be grateful for everything. Forget what you did for others. Humility. Ego is two-faced. Word. You ain't special, but you are. Just not special enough that you don't have to put in the work just like the next man. Yo, we want certain dreams to come true, but all we want to do is talk. No action. And talk real crazy about the ones who are trying to make it happen. We look down on anybody who's trying to move different. Call them fake. You trying to be something you're not. And the person's trying to make some changes. The ones necessary to be better. You yourself know the feeling, when people around you and they start questioning if you still down. Questioning if you still, come on, you changed, man. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe you was living in the hood at one point, now you live in a gated community. That's why a whole lot of young dudes, or people, period, once they make it out an old situation, that's why they end up doing some hood shit. They're trying to prove to people who want nothing that they're still down. Imagine that. Proving to them that you still down. And they don't want for themselves. They envy you, fam. If they didn't, they'd be asking you, yo, why you doing that? Why you still doing this hood shit still? Why you doing that? We need you, fam. Yo, you come up, we come up. If you made it out of a particular situation and you got folk with you who's trying to keep you doing that same that they do, Those are not your friends. They envy you. See how they treat you when you lose everything. And now you looking crazy because you thought you was special. You got to move easy just like the next man. You ain't special. You got to put in work just like everybody else. You start a new gig. That shit, let's use the barber world, the barber industry, the barber trade, right? Yo, if you a new barber, fresh to the shop, what? You think you special? You think your chair just gonna be spinning all day, every day? That's not how that work. You gotta put in work. That's a lot. There's some waiting around. There's some being on time. And I know that sounds corny to a lot of people. There's some being on time. You don't know when walk-ins will come in. You don't know when it's gonna happen. And I can't, me being in the game for a while, I can't tell you when it's gonna happen either. I tell you what I do know for sure. You ain't gonna get none if you ain't in that shop. So that when money does come in, you can get it. If you ain't there, it don't matter. You ain't special. You gotta put in the work too. Because you ain't special, man. None of us are. But we are. It's not special enough to not have to put in the work like the next man. Word. Biased hurt. So I'm gonna go there. It's all kinds of examples of that, but none is bigger than the bias that a lot of us tend to have toward our mothers and our fathers. You know what I'm saying? Our fathers, yo, we remember everything they said, everything they didn't say, everything they did, everything they didn't do, everything they bought, everything they didn't buy, when they showed up, when they didn't show up, everything. Right? A lot of bad. That ain't too true. But there's not a whole lot of people that I know that doesn't have nothing kind of, even though they love their fathers and respect them, they always never miss an opportunity to point out, well, he ain't perfect, well, he did this, well, he did that. Right? You almost never really hear that when it comes to our mothers. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, Pop wasn't there like he could have been, should have been. Pop was this or didn't that. But at the same time, if we're being honest, mothers too aren't being there when they could, when they should, saying this, doing that. But there's a serious bias when it comes to mothers and fathers. You know what I'm saying? It's like the mothers can do no wrong. And I get it, because in most cases, Mom Dukes raised us. So we figure, yeah, Moms wasn't perfect, but she raised us. She was there. Right? But that don't make Mom perfect. And any mother who's hearing this right now knows exactly what I'm talking about. We have biased hurt. It's hard being a man. And as a father myself, it's just biased hurt. I've experienced it. You know, there's been times when, I find myself talking about my own pop, as if my mother is squeaky clean. You know what I mean? Nobody's perfect, and for all our sakes, we need to unbias the hurt. Just see both parents for who they are. Your parents who didn't have all the answers. A little bit of forgiveness wouldn't hurt. Word. Jules, second installment.
Subscribe to this channel. Over and out.